Hello, my English learners. Welcome. I am so happy to have you here today. You might be listening while walking or driving or cooking or just relaxing. I want to say thank you for joining me in this podcast. It means a lot to me. I'm excited to help you on your English learning journey. Today, we are going to talk about something many English learners struggle with: understanding native speakers. I know it can be tough. Native speakers talk so quickly. They use slang. They speak in ways that can be confusing. You might be asking yourself this question: why is it so hard for me to understand English speakers? How do I keep up with their conversations? Don't worry, my friend. You're not alone. Many learners feel the same way. Here's the good news: you can definitely improve your ability to understand native speakers. In today's episode, I'm going to help you step by step. We'll break everything down. I'll share some powerful tips. These will make it easier for you to understand native speakers. You will feel more confident in your English listening skills. So let's begin. First, let's talk about why understanding native speakers can be difficult. You might think that just knowing the vocabulary is enough. You might think knowing grammar rules is enough. But that's not the whole story. Understanding spoken English is different. This is especially true with native speakers. It's different because of things like speed and accents and slang and connected speech. Don't worry if those words sound confusing right now. We are going to talk about all of them. Why is it so hard to understand native speakers? Have you ever had a conversation with a native English speaker? Did you feel completely lost? You might have caught a few words here and there, but the rest of it seemed like a blur. This is a very common experience for English learners. It happens for a few reasons. First, native speakers often speak quickly. They don't always pronounce words clearly. They might blend words together. They might drop sounds. They use contractions like I'm instead of I am. This can make it hard to understand. For example, when native speakers say gonna instead of going to, or they say wanna instead of want to, it sounds different from what you might have learned in textbooks. It sounds different from what you learned during lessons. Second, accents and dialects can make it more challenging. They make it harder to understand different English speakers. English is spoken all around the world. Every region has its own way of speaking. It has the American accent. There's the British accent. There's the Australian accent. Each has its own unique sounds. Each has its own pronunciation. Each has its own rhythm. When you're listening to someone with an accent that's different from what you're used to, it can feel like they're speaking a different language, but it's still English. Another reason why understanding native speakers is tough is this: they often use slang and informal language. Slang words and phrases are common in everyday conversations, but they are not usually taught in traditional English classes. For example, if someone says, "What's up?" they're not asking for your opinion on the weather. They're just saying hello. Or they're saying, "How are you?" Understanding these casual expressions is essential. You need this if you want to keep up with native speakers. There's something called connected speech. This is when words are pronounced together so closely that it's hard to separate them. For instance, when a native speaker says, "I'm going to go," the words are linked together. It might sound like "I'm gonna go" instead of saying each word separately. If you're not familiar with this, it can make listening to fast speech challenging. But don't worry, all of these things are normal. Native speakers do not always speak perfectly. With some practice, you'll be able to understand them more clearly. It takes time, but it's completely possible. In today's episode, we're going to go over some practical tips and techniques. These will help you improve. One of the best ways to get better at understanding native speakers is to listen to real conversations. This means listening to people speaking naturally. Don't just listen to recordings of slow speech. Don't just listen to scripted speech. Why? Because native speakers don't speak like textbook recordings. They speak quickly. They use slang. They connect their words together in ways that might be new to you. So, how can you do this? Start by listening to podcasts in English. Listen to YouTube videos in English. Choose topics that interest you. It could be about sports. It could be about cooking. The more you listen to natural conversations, the better you will get. You will understand how native speakers talk. Here's a tip. Don't focus too much on understanding every single word. Instead, try to understand the general meaning of the conversation. The goal is to get used to the speed of natural speech. You want to get used to the rhythm of natural speech. If you don't understand a word, that's okay. Just keep listening. Try to catch the main idea. Also, don't be afraid to rewind and listen again. It's completely normal to need to hear something more than once. Over time, your brain will start to get used to the sounds of spoken English. Your brain will get used to the patterns of spoken English. You'll begin to understand more. As I mentioned earlier, there are many different English accents. Each one has its own unique pronunciation. Each one has its own rhythm. The way people speak in London sounds different from the way people speak in New York. It sounds different from the way people speak in Sydney. If you're struggling to understand a particular accent, it's important to practice with that specific accent. If you know you'll be speaking with people from a particular region, try to focus on listening to that accent more. Maybe it's the United States. Maybe it's the UK. For example, you could watch TV shows that feature characters from that region. You could watch movies that feature characters from that region. You could listen to podcasts that have speakers from that area. The more exposure you get to a particular accent, the easier it will be to understand it. And remember, don't be discouraged if you can't understand everything right away. It takes time. The more you practice, the more natural it will feel. When native speakers talk, they often speak quickly. But don't worry if you miss a few words here and there. The key to understanding is to focus on the important words in a sentence. Native speakers often leave out small words. Words like is or are or the. They may shorten them in casual speech. These small words are important for grammar, but they don't always affect the overall meaning of what's being said. Instead of stressing about understanding every word, try to focus on the key words that carry the meaning. These are usually the nouns. These are names of things or people. These are verbs. These are action words. These are adjectives. These are describing words. For example, if someone says, "I'm going to the store to buy some groceries," you don't need to understand to or some. Just focus on store and buy and groceries. That will help you get the main idea. You can practice this by listening to a conversation. Try to pick out the most important words. Then try to summarize what the conversation was about in your own words. This technique will help you improve your understanding of native speakers. This is especially true when they speak fast. This is especially true when they use unfamiliar vocabulary. If you're watching movies or TV shows or YouTube videos, use subtitles to help you understand what's being said. Subtitles are especially helpful because they allow you to see the words as you hear them. This helps you match spoken words with written text. This is a great way to improve both your listening and reading skills. Here's a helpful strategy. Start with subtitles in your native language if you need extra help. Once you feel comfortable, switch to English subtitles. This will allow you to see the exact words being spoken in English. It will help you get used to how the words are pronounced. Eventually, you can challenge yourself by watching without subtitles at all. This will help you focus more on listening. This will help you focus on understanding the spoken words without any distractions. One thing to remember is that not all subtitles are perfect. Sometimes they don't match exactly what the speakers are saying. This is especially true with slang. This is especially true with informal language. But don't worry. Just keep listening. Use the subtitles as a guide, not as a crutch. Over time, you'll start to understand more without needing them. When you're listening to a native speaker, it can feel overwhelming. They speak in long sentences without stopping. The truth is, native speakers tend to break their speech into smaller chunks. This is especially true in conversations. Speakers often pause between ideas or phrases. To improve your understanding, practice by breaking the speech into chunks. When you listen to a sentence, try to identify the natural pauses. For example, listen to a sentence like this. I went to the store and then I saw my friend, and we decided to grab some coffee. There are clear breaks between I went to the store, I saw my friend, we decided to grab some coffee. These are natural breaks in speech. They can make it easier for you to understand. You can practice by listening to a short conversation. Pause it after each chunk. Try to understand the meaning of each part before moving on to the next one. This will help you process information in smaller pieces. This makes it easier to understand fast speech. Now, let's talk about a technique called shadowing. Shadowing is when you listen to a native speaker and repeat what they say immediately. You try to match their speed. You try to match their rhythm. You try to match their pronunciation as closely as possible. It's like you're their shadow. You're copying their every word. This is a powerful technique because it trains both your ears and mouth. By listening to and repeating the sentences you hear, you'll become more familiar with how native speakers speak. You'll also improve your pronunciation. You'll improve your rhythm. You'll improve your intonation. All of these are important for understanding spoken English. To get started with shadowing, choose a short video or audio clip that features natural speech. Listen to a sentence or two. Then pause and repeat exactly what you heard. Try to copy the way the speaker says each word. Pay attention to their tone. Pay attention to how they stress certain words. This will help you sound more natural. This will make it easier to understand other speakers who talk the same way. Don't worry if you can't keep up at first. Shadowing takes practice. It's okay if you don't get everything right the first time. Keep practicing. Over time, your understanding of native speakers will improve. As I mentioned earlier, accents can make it harder to understand native speakers, but this doesn't mean you should avoid them. In fact, the more you expose yourself to different accents, the better you'll become. You'll understand a variety of English speakers. Start by listening to a range of accents from different regions or countries. You could listen to British accents. You could listen to American accents. You could listen to Australian accents. You could even listen to African English accents. Each accent has its own unique sounds. Each accent has its own ways of pronouncing words. By practicing with different accents, you'll train your brain to understand English in a variety of ways. If you're not sure where to start, you could try watching TV shows or movies from different countries. For example, you could watch a British movie, then watch an American one, then watch an Australian one. Listen carefully to how the characters speak. Try to notice any differences in their pronunciation. Over time, you'll find it easier to understand people from different parts of the world. If you're struggling to keep up with the speed of native speakers, there's no harm in slowing things down a bit. Many podcasts allow you to adjust the speed of the audio. Many YouTube videos allow this. Many audiobooks allow this. Start by listening to content at a slower speed. As you get more comfortable, gradually increase the speed. By slowing things down, you'll be able to catch more words. You'll understand the speaker's tone and rhythm more clearly. Once you feel confident at a slower pace, challenge yourself. Increase the speed just a little bit at a time. This gradual process will help you keep up with faster native speakers in the future. Remember that it's okay to ask for clarification if you don't understand something. Native speakers are usually very understanding. They will be happy to repeat what they said. They will be happy to explain it in a different way. Don't be embarrassed if you don't understand. Everyone has been there. If you're in a conversation and you didn't catch something, just say this. Sorry, could you say that again? Or say this. I didn't quite understand. Could you explain it differently? Most people will appreciate that you're trying to improve your English. They'll be happy to help. One of the best ways to understand native speakers is to use context clues. When you're listening, the situation gives you information. The topic gives you information. Even the body language of the speaker can give you a lot of information about what's being said. Sometimes, if you don't understand a specific word or phrase, try to figure it out. Use the overall meaning of the conversation. For example, if you're in a conversation about food and someone says something like this, I'm going to grab a bite. Even if you're not sure about the exact meaning of bite, you can guess from the context. They're talking about eating. Context clues are the little hints in the conversation. They help you fill in the gaps when you don't understand every word. This technique works in a lot of situations. It's not just with food topics. It's not just with daily life topics. For example, if you're listening to a story and someone says this, the car broke down and we had to call for a tow. You can guess that tow means help with getting the car to a repair shop. You might not know the exact definition of the word, but you can guess. Over time, your brain will become better at picking up on these clues. It will make understanding native speakers much easier. It's important to be patient with yourself when it comes to understanding native speakers. Language learning is a process. It takes time to adjust to different speeds. It takes time to adjust to accents. It takes time to adjust to speech patterns. It's completely normal to feel like you're not understanding everything right away. But don't let that discourage you. Remember, fluency doesn't happen overnight. Every time you listen to a native speaker, you're making progress. You might not realize it, but you are. The key is to keep practicing. The key is to keep pushing yourself. Over time, your brain will start to recognize the sounds of spoken English. Your brain will start to recognize the structures of spoken English. It will become easier to understand. If you ever feel frustrated, take a break. Remind yourself of how far you've come. It's not about perfection. It's about progress. Celebrate the small victories. Maybe you understood a sentence you couldn't before. Maybe you caught a word that used to be unclear. These moments add up. Before you know it, you'll be much more comfortable understanding native speakers. If you're looking for a structured way to improve your listening skills, listening comprehension exercises are a great way to go. Many language learning apps offer these exercises. Many websites offer these exercises. Many books offer these exercises. You can listen to a recording and then answer questions based on what you heard. These exercises are designed to help you practice understanding different types of spoken English. You might hear conversations. You might hear lectures. You might hear news broadcasts. They help you focus on listening for specific information. This can be useful in real conversations as well. You can find a variety of listening comprehension exercises at different difficulty levels. Start with something that matches your current skills. Gradually increase the difficulty as you improve. These exercises will not only improve your ability to understand native speakers, They'll also help you learn to listen for details. This is important for real-world communication. The more words you know, the easier it will be to understand native speakers. If you're only familiar with basic vocabulary, it can be hard to keep up with fast-paced conversations. This is especially true when native speakers use idiomatic expressions or slang. One way to improve your vocabulary is to learn new words every day. Make a list of words that you encounter while listening to podcasts. Make a list when watching TV shows. Make a list when reading. Then look up their meanings. Focus on learning words that are commonly used in everyday conversations. Over time, you'll notice that you're able to recognize more words and phrases when native speakers use them. Another effective way to improve your vocabulary is by learning collocations. These are groups of words that often go together. For example, instead of just learning the word make, learn common phrases. Learn make a decision. Learn make a mistake. Learn make an effort. This will help you understand how words fit together in real conversations. Native speakers often use idiomatic expressions in casual conversations. These expressions can be confusing if you're not familiar with them. An idiom is a phrase whose meaning is different from the literal meaning of the words in it. For example, "It's raining cats and dogs" doesn't mean animals are falling from the sky. It means it's raining heavily. While it might be hard to understand idiomatic expressions at first, they are an important part of natural speech. To get comfortable with them, start by learning some of the most common idioms. You can do this by listening to conversations. Pay attention to expressions that you don't understand. Look them up. Practice using them in your own speech. Over time, you'll find that you start recognizing idioms more easily. Your ability to understand native speakers will improve. It's important to practice active listening. Active listening means that you're fully engaged and focused on the speaker. You're not just passively hearing the words. When you listen actively, you pay attention to the speaker's tone. You pay attention to body language. You pay attention to the context of the conversation. This will help you understand the meaning more clearly. You can practice active listening by trying to repeat what the speaker says in your own words. This is called paraphrasing. It's a great way to check your understanding. If you can repeat what you've heard accurately, it means you've understood the message. Active listening also means that you don't interrupt the speaker. Let them finish their thought before responding. This will help you catch all the details. This will make it easier to understand the full message. One of the best ways to improve your listening and speaking skills is by joining conversation groups. Conversation groups are a great way to practice real-world conversations with other learners. You can even practice with native speakers. You can find these groups online or in person. This depends on where you live. Many apps host online conversation groups. Many websites host them. Many social media platforms host them. You can practice English with others from all around the world. The great thing about these groups is that they give you a chance to practice listening to different accents. You get to practice speaking in a relaxed environment. It's non-judgmental. Plus, you'll get feedback from other people. This can help you improve your listening and speaking abilities. When you participate in conversation groups, try to focus not only on speaking, also focus on listening actively. Make sure you understand what others are saying before jumping in. This will help you become more comfortable with the speed of real conversations. This will improve your ability to understand native speakers. In English, the stress and intonation of a sentence can change the meaning of what's being said. Stress refers to which syllables or words are emphasized in a sentence. Intonation refers to the rise and fall of the voice while speaking. These are important parts of spoken English. They can sometimes make it tricky to understand what's being said. For example, If someone says, "I didn't say you stole my book," depending on which word you stress, the meaning of the sentence can change. If you say, "I didn't say you stole my book," it means someone else might have stolen it. But if you say, "I didn't say you stole my book," it means you didn't speak those words. To improve your understanding of stress and intonation, try listening to native speakers. Pay attention to which words they stress in each sentence. Notice how the pitch of their voice rises and falls. You can also practice repeating sentences. Copy their stress and intonation. This will help you understand the natural rhythm of spoken English. This will improve your ability to follow conversations. Sometimes it's helpful to use transcripts to help you understand what native speakers are saying. Many podcasts offer transcripts that show the exact words being spoken. Many YouTube videos offer these. Many audio resources offer these. You can use these transcripts to follow along while you listen. Here's a great practice method. First, listen to the conversation or audio without the transcript. Try to catch as much as you can. After listening, check the transcript to see what you missed. Then listen again while reading along with the transcript. This will help you connect the sounds you're hearing with the words you see. This makes it easier to understand spoken English in the future. Once you get more comfortable with this, try to listen to the conversation again without the transcript. See how much more you can understand. Over time, you'll notice that you rely less on the transcript. You'll understand more from just listening. Native speakers often use filler words in their conversations. These are words or sounds that don't add much meaning, but they are used to fill pauses. They give the speaker time to think. Some common fillers in English are words like and unlike. At first, these fillers can be distracting or confusing. They may make the conversation sound less clear, but don't worry. Fillers are normal in everyday speech. They're often used to keep the conversation going. Recognizing them will help you focus more on the important parts of the conversation. The key is to not get too distracted by fillers. Instead, focus on the main points the speaker is trying to make. Once you start recognizing fillers, you'll be able to filter them out. You'll focus on the content of the conversation. If you're looking for high quality, clear English speech, TED Talks are an excellent resource. TED Talks feature speakers from all over the world. They talk about interesting and thought-provoking topics. The speakers in TED Talks tend to speak clearly. They speak at a moderate pace. This makes it easier for English learners to follow along. You can start by watching TED Talks with English subtitles. Do this just like with movies and TV shows. After you feel comfortable, challenge yourself to watch without subtitles. This will improve your listening skills. TED Talks also offer transcripts for most videos. You can follow along and learn new vocabulary. The topics covered in TED Talks are often engaging and informative. They expose you to a wide range of vocabulary. By watching TED Talks regularly, you can improve both your listening skills and your ability to understand complex ideas in English. When you're trying to understand native speakers, it helps to focus on practical vocabulary. This vocabulary is used in everyday conversations. While it's great to learn advanced vocabulary, you'll find that native speakers use common words and phrases in their daily lives. By focusing on these practical words, you'll be able to understand more of what's being said in real conversations. Start by learning vocabulary related to daily activities. Learn about food and travel and work and hobbies and shopping. Practice using these words in sentences. This way you can recognize them when native speakers use them. This will help you feel more comfortable in everyday conversations. This will make it easier to understand what others are saying. To improve your understanding of native speakers, It's a good idea to listen to different types of audio. You can listen to news broadcasts. You can listen to interviews. You can listen to podcasts. You can listen to radio shows. You can even listen to YouTube videos. Each of these types of audio will expose you to different speaking styles and vocabulary. This will help you become more versatile in your listening. For example, news broadcasts tend to use more formal language. Podcasts or YouTube videos might be more casual and conversational. By listening to a variety of sources, you'll get a more well-rounded understanding. You'll understand how native speakers communicate in different contexts. One helpful tip for improving your listening skills is to keep a listening journal. In this journal, write down new words and phrases and expressions that you hear while listening to native speakers. You can also make notes about the context in which they were used. Make notes about how the speaker said them. By keeping track of the words and phrases that are most difficult for you to understand, you'll be able to focus on learning them. You can even try using these words in your own speech to practice. This will help you reinforce what you've learned. This will help you build your vocabulary. This will improve your ability to understand native speakers over time. In today's world, there's an amazing variety of apps and technology available. These can help you in improving your English listening skills. These tools can give you the opportunity to practice listening anytime, anywhere. This makes it easier to fit practice into your busy life. Some of the best apps for improving listening skills include language learning apps. There's Duolingo and Babbel and Memrise. These focus on building your vocabulary and listening comprehension. These apps often feature audio clips and quizzes to test your understanding of spoken English. Another great option is Anki. This is a flashcard app that can help you memorize new words and phrases that you hear in conversations. You can use it when watching videos. But it's not just language apps that can help. There are many podcast apps like Apple Podcasts. These offer a wide range of English content at different levels. You might prefer listening to news or stories or interviews. You might prefer podcasts about specific topics like science or business. These apps give you endless opportunities to practice listening to native speakers. For more immersive practice, there are also apps designed specifically for listening to English conversations. There's Hello, Talk, and Tandem. These apps connect you with native speakers who can help you practice listening and speaking in real conversations. It's like having a language partner wherever you go. The great thing about using technology is that it makes learning interactive and personalized. You can adjust the speed of the audio. You can repeat difficult sections. You can even slow down the conversation to make sure you catch every word. It's an excellent way to track your progress. You can practice at your own pace. Thank you so much for spending your time with me today on Native Explorer. I truly hope you enjoyed this episode. More importantly, I hope you found the tips useful as you work on mastering your listening skills. Remember, understanding native speakers doesn't have to feel out of reach. It's all about practicing consistently. It's about giving yourself the patience and kindness you deserve as you grow. Every step matters. It doesn't matter how small it seems. It's a step forward. Celebrate your progress every chance you get. Each effort brings you closer to fluency. Let me quickly recap. Today, we covered why native speakers can sometimes be challenging to understand. We shared practical steps to make it easier for you. We talked about listening to real conversations and shadowing. We talked about breaking speech into chunks and learning to identify accents. We've explored tools that can set you up for success. Don't forget, practice really is the key. The more you work these strategies into your routine, the more natural and confident you'll begin to feel. Now it's your turn to take what you've learned today and put it into action. Try rewinding that favorite scene from a TV show. listen for connected speech, or spend a few minutes shadowing a clip you love. Every bit you practice makes a difference. Consistency is your best ally. If you found this episode helpful, I'd love it if you could share it with someone else who's learning English. Supporting each other makes the language learning process even more rewarding and fun. After all, we are stronger when we learn together. Don't be shy about reaching out. I'd really love to hear from you. Which tips are you most excited to try? Do you have your own strategies for improving listening skills that you'd like to share? You can send me a message or leave a comment. You can even make a social media post. Feel free to connect with me and share your thoughts. If you tag me, I'll be sure to cheer you on and celebrate your progress. Don't forget to subscribe to the Native Explorer channel. This way you won't miss out on any new episodes. Next time, we'll be tackling another engaging topic. It's sure to help you to improve your English speaking skills. It will help you build even more confidence. I'm here cheering you on every step of the way. I can't wait to continue this learning journey together. Thank you again for being here with me. Thank you for investing in your English skills. I'm so proud of the effort you're putting in. I'm proud of all the progress you're making. Believe in yourself and enjoy the process. You're doing great. Until next time, keep practicing. Stay patient. Remember, you've got this. Take care, my friend. I'll see you in the next episode. Bye for now.